Welcome to Vocal Mentality Educational Series. I am Dr. Samke Ngobo. This episode is brought to you by Vocal Mentality, a platform that is dedicated to providing psychoeducation from a professional perspective and also highlighting the lived experience narrative and counting it as very important. Today, we're going to talk about a very sensitive topic that is quite prevalent not only locally but globally. This is a topic related to stigma. I often term stigma as the uncommitted sin because when one navigates stigma, it's as if you have done something wrong when in fact you haven't, but you are treated as if you've done something wrong. There are various kinds of stigma caused by many things. Oftentimes, it's misinformation, lack of knowledge, lack of understanding, and sadly, just ignorance. This is why it's very important for us to be empowered through psychoeducation in order to combat this problematic scourge. There are various kinds of stigma. Cultural stigma, related to the fact that people may not understand it and then have conclusions. In our local setting, they'll say, uloyiwe or utakatiwe, meaning you may have been bewitched or you may be a witch because of what you're presenting with. Related to religion, people have many conclusions as to why people present with symptoms related to mental illness. And at most of the time, they deny the fact that somebody has mental illness, but explain it using religious reasons. I am a testimony of that. I recall sadly at the age of 14 years old, when I was exorcised in the ward and described as the weakest link because of my lack of belief. This left me confused, alone, and isolated. And I grappled for many years about my relationship with God and my perception related to religion and my mental illness. I often blamed myself because I did not understand what people were saying. Another form of stigma relates to social stigma. Sometimes people will think that what you present with is contagious, therefore they will avoid you. And this is what happened to me as well when I was younger. People did not want to drink from where we were drinking when they brought prayers, because they believed that how I was behaving would be contagious and brought on to them. I've listed 3 types of stigma, but the 4th one, which stands out for me, is the one I've grappled with for most of my life, and I can proudly say I've overcome it. This relates to self-stigma. Self-stigma is a problem because no matter how people perceive you, if you don't have the correct narrative about yourself, it does not help. It's like a dark cloud that follows you. And that is how it was for me. I was ashamed of my condition. I learned shame early on. If anything, stigma taught me early on is shame. I learned that my condition is something to be hidden and not to be discussed. By speaking openly to you right now, I feel like I've conquered a big demon because of the fact that I've shone a light on something that forces one into a dark corner. One of the challenges I've had was deciding to come forward as a medical professional with a diagnosis that carries such a heavy stigma. I'm proud and glad to say that I made the right decision, and I'm glad that I took the risk because it has emancipated so many people. I'm happy that other doctors reach out to me saying that they feel like I'm a voice to them. I'm glad that people see that you don't have to be a victim of the stigma related to the condition. You can become something despite your diagnosis of bipolar disorder. One of the sad misconceptions related to bipolar disorder, for example, is the statement that says, we don't finish things. So yes, you may not finish your tertiary education because of your condition. It can be debilitating. But the reality is that you can combat that if with the right support. I struggled through medical school because of my illness. I struggled because I did not want to take the medication, but I overcame eventually, and now I'm able to talk and advocate for other people. People don't have to go through what I went through. Take this as an opportunity to emancipate you. To loved ones, may you be patient with your loved ones. May you educate yourself and empower yourselves. To people living with mental illness, you don't have to hide under a cloak of shame. You can overcome these various forms of stigma and walk tall with your condition. With the right support, you can not only just survive your condition, but you can thrive.